So recently, you really soaked your hands into a lot of mobile content creation
Yeah.
and particularly filmmaking. And we'll talk about that. Your movie that's coming. Let us in into, there's this new wave of content creation and mobile. Tell us about mobile filmmaking because I think I see a future in this. So let's hear on your own perspective. What's your take?
All right. So prior to now, there was a time when film was shot on film.
Exactly. Yeah.
Actually, there was nothing digital about it.
Okay.
And then digital cameras came on board,
yeah.
right? And then we started having smartphones that, had, I could remember my very first camera phone, how it was, right? And then they started making advancements with the technology on these phones, right?
Yeah.
And designated cameras actually started getting expensive.
I must say, see, mobile phones have really, really become really good.
Yes.
For some reason, I don't know. But what if you're to choose now?
Yeah.
We have a budget to make a film.
Yeah.
What's the most convenient tool that you would, swing to?
Right now, if I was given 10 million naira to
Okay.
make a film, right, I won't be tempted to rent cameras. What I will do is to buy two 17 Pros.
Okay.
Now, with two 17 Pros, I can buy the proper rigs that
Okay.
go with the 17 Pros. I'm talking lenses, I'm talking the cages. Then I could even buy
Of course, extra power banks.
power banks and all of that. Yeah. And then with a designated camera app, like
Okay.
Blackmagic
Blackmagic
Cam, on two
app,
of them, right? We could have the same color space, the same raw value,
Of course,
and all of that,
log.
right? And the best or the beautiful part about it is that with renting, you don't own. You'd have to return it.
Oh, okay.
With this, you own it.
Ownership,
So even when
okay.
there is mistakes, even when there are mistakes,
you
right?
can always-
you can always reshoot immediately.
Okay.
Like with when I was shooting my film, The Odds, I realized that trying to transfer files, right? At some point, we lost clips from one particular day of shooting,
Wow.
right?
Wow.
We lost a lot of clips from that day. And it was easy for me to reshoot. Now, imagine if I had rented those cameras and I returned it. And the person's like, no, it's not good.
Either I know they're free or,
So all I had to do was call my team back and we had to
Okay,
reshoot
okay.
it. Now, if I was to speak to the producer, that's what I'm going to tell them. Like, you want quality, we'll still give you quality.
So on the audience side, because you're not producing this for yourself,
Yeah.
so for the audience side, what's the perception now, and how is the acceptability? Because they are the final consumers.
if you don't tell them, they won't know. When I put out the trailer for The Odds,
Okay.
I started asking people to guess which camera did I use. A lot of people, Sony, I just kept laughing. In my circle of friends, I mean the people that I did not tell that
Okay.
we're going to use a mobile phone to film. So I started asking them which camera. They would zoom and say, okay, maybe use the smaller grade of Sony.
Yeah.
And when I said it was a 14 Pro, they found it very hard to believe. Like very, very hard to
Wow.
believe. In fact, from day one, I did the projections. I'm like, how much would it take to rent a camera for this long? A good quality camera,
okay.
25 to 30,000.
Yeah.
Being that I know people who,
And that's just camera
that's just camera.
without maybe lenses and all of that. Yeah.
So
Okay.
the consumers, like I said, if you don't tell them, they will never know.
So for that person that is, thinking of starting a project,
Yeah.
so if mobile phone can be a good choice of.
If you are planning to start a film project, this is to you now that wants to start. Film is basically camera, lights,
Story.
sound, story, costuming, the actors, and the rest of the crew members, makeup and all of that. But you see, camera, light, and sound is really important. If you do not have money to buy or rent these very, standard equipment, you could use your phone. If you need sound, get a very good,
lapel mic.
Lapel mic. Yeah, that's what we use. The mic we use for the entire production cost 30,000 naira. 30,000. And we wanted to get something more expensive, like a DJI or a Holy Land mic.
Okay.
But we could at that point the money was not available, so we went for this one.
So the K19 or K18 mic.
We just used it.
Oh, wow.
And it was, with this mic, it's easy to mask it. You're right. And it has good battery life.
Okay.
Then on top of that, we use natural light.
That's another thing. Just
Natural
so that
light.
you're walking around, not too variable, factors.
Yes. So you have to walk around factors that you can control. So the point is, do you want to make the film or do you want to make an expensive film?
Okay, that's something to think about there.
So are you saying that the money you put in the film is actually, if the story is good, the actors are good.
Because guess what? So long as the story is not out there, it means it's never been produced.
And directors, like when I was scout, I spent an entire year, the entire of 2025 last year, I was using it to actually canvas money for this project.
Okay.
And the first question they always ask me is, have you done a project before?
Oh.
So if the odds, this movie I'm working on now was something I had done before, and I showed them as proof of concept, and like, this is what I did with 1 million naira.
So
Or this is what I did with 2 million naira.
this actually serves the proof of concept
Yes,
idea.
proof of
Okay.
concept is really important. It's why, as a mobile film, as a filmmaker, in fact, there is no excuse now. Get XR. I know say you go hot, but now you go hot fast after. Get something. Go and film
And a bag
something.
of pure water, a very cold one.
Put it out there. Even if it's 5 minutes. If you can do like 10 5-minute film, it shows that, okay, because every time they watch it, they would see your creativity as a filmmaker.
Okay.
They'll see your ideology as a director. They'll see what kind of stories you like to tell. They'll see how you tell this kind of stories.
So now, because all of this, we have to talk the economics. And
Yes.
What do you see as in terms of how do people make money from this at the end of the day? Because every business, needs to
Yeah.
project into profit. And,
Yeah.
what avenues are you looking at? Because gone are the days people were waiting for festivals and all of that. I would want to always put it that now there is always what we call, or I call, digital democratization.
Yeah, true.
So this is more like there's been more avenues to put out content there other than the primary or more like the stock versions of where films or content were projected, such
Yes.
as cinemas or festivals. So let us into how people or creators can make money if you're a filmmaker and a mobile filmmaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, I first talked about how you have to have volume.
Yeah.
Right. Volume is really important because
Okay.
there are lots and lots of streaming platforms that are coming. Streaming platforms will most likely want to replace the cinemas, but I think the cinemas have their own place. It has their own feel. But
Right.
you see, streaming platforms need volume. Even if they launch,
Yeah.
even if they have the money to launch, they cannot launch with only 10 films or 100 films. They will need films across several languages, across several cultures. They need film.
Yeah.
They need volume. So if you don't even make, how would you start making money? Right? And then there's YouTube, right? That's the one everybody knows. But then they actually sub streaming platforms, right? Like the one that a couple of my friends are working on. Then there's one that someone reached out to me and said, oh, this platform is actually working. And I had to go and look at it. It's actually fantastic,
Wow.
It's called Mindflix or something like that.
I know there's a Flix something.
Yeah,
out
there's a
there,
Flix. Yeah. So I have the app on my phone. I had to open it and check. Oh, what are these people really about? And
Okay.
it's actually making sense. Now the problem is, do you want to go and make money with just one film? No, you need content. So
Right.
before you start thinking of earning, it's like starting a business. Before you
So
start thinking of selling,
Put in the work.
you need to put in the work.
Oh.
Before you want to sell, like you're a fashion designer, before you want to sell the clothes, you will buy thread, you will
Right,
buy machine,
right.
you will have to buy these things first before you start selling.
Okay. So now, like if since we have moved into platforms, mobile platforms,
Yeah.
I've seen the rise of portrait filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
And I've stumbled on a couple of, I've stumbled on some on Facebook, and it really intrigues me to see how much it took me over. I think I didn't even realize that I spent over 15 minutes watching that content. Are you considering something on portrait?
Yes, portrait filmmaking is something I've been studying for a while now, and I did not used to think about it, but now I'm thinking about it because several platforms actually favor vertical content, right? And since the attention span of people is very short, you can't go and post a 1 hour vertical content,
Yeah.
right? So you can
It
post.
must be really, really good before
Exactly.
it gets the desired
So the
attention.
maximum the release they always would suggest to you to post is 1 minute 30 seconds. That's 90 seconds.
Okay.
So in 90 seconds, you should be able to capture someone's attention, right? Remember when I talked about proof of concept? This is another field to actually explore, right?
Wow.
You can actually start with a story, see if people follow the story. If they don't like the story, you drop it, start with a fresh one.
Okay.
And the best part about this is, like I said, you're doing it on your mobile phone. There's no stress. You don't have to rent anything per se.
It's just
You can
family and
shoot it-
friends.
Yeah, you can shoot
sort
it in
of
your friend's house. You can call your friend. "Oh, are you available? Can I use your house?"
Okay.
In less than
Okay.
an hour, you've shot something. You've left there. Like when we shot The Odds, all we were using was friend spaces. We didn't pay a dime for look. So we promised ourselves that we will get in here. This is what we have to do. This is the amount of time we have.
Okay.
We shoot it and we leave.
Okay.
So if you start now with this vertical content, you can actually shoot a 30 minutes clip, cut it into 90 seconds and post it.
Okay.
Each 90 seconds, treat it as an episode. Treat it as an episode. Don't just treat it as part of something. Treat it as an episode on its own. So it has to deliver. Like I said, proof of concept. If you have the views, people are engaged, you can then show this to producers
Okay.
or people
okay.
that actually are in the industry and tell them, look, my story, people love this story. See the views that is that's rigged. See the views this particular story rigged. See the views this one rigged. Then you can actually do it into a film.
Wow.
The best part is that people now, with what you've done, you've built a cult following. When you now go out there to the cinemas or you go out there and people now recognize, oh, this is this film there.
It's easier to, wow. So on the odds now,
Yeah.
I've seen lots of, I've been following that project for a while now.
Yeah.
So what was the most difficult aspect of, putting that together?
The most difficult aspect was starting.
Okay.
Because I spoke to a lot of my friends. I spoke to you too.
Yeah.
I told you about the magnitude of the project, right? I raised 150 million twice. No, 100 million twice. I raised 100 million twice. What made me lose the first one was because they said I should change the story.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why?
because it portrayed sports betting in a particular light. So they said I should tweak it so that it doesn't look. But I'm like, this is my story. I'm telling my story. This is something that happened to me. Although I've added elements of fiction, I'm telling my story.
So more like don't demarket sports betting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I actually checked and yeah, they had affiliations with sports. So they were like, okay, because they first said I should do it in Lagos. I said, no, Calabar.
Okay.
So all of that, they said, okay, sports betting, If we need, because they are affiliated to sports betting. If you show sports betting in a good light, some of those brands will want to put their money in it. I'm
Okay.
like, no, I won't do it. Those people
Wow.
left.
Wow.
So the second group, what happened? The second group now asked me, that's when they asked me if I've done something before,
Okay.
right? What have you done
And
before?
there was nothing to show.
Nothing. And along the line, while I was still trying to save up and all, Carnival Commission had this contest in December.
Yeah.
I entered that contest
Bro.
and I was one of the winners.
Where's the money, bro?
As long as I won 1 million, I'm like,
no. Where's the
Bison in my 1 million. Manga Bison work. So I had to clear the debt I was owing.
Okay.
Immediately I finished that, I had to buy a DJI mobile gimbal. I bought a gimbal, I bought the microphone. It was easy for me to settle logistics on set,
Okay.
food,
No, that
transportation and all.
that
So
money
it was
came in
timely.
just-
Especially since we wanted to shoot 12th of January. I told myself that there's nothing that will make us shift it. Now, while we were filming the odds, there was a particular character we needed someone to play. The person that was supposed to play it stood us up.
Oh,
The night before shooting that scene, we still did not have someone.
Wow.
We went through
Wow.
practically
Wow.
15 people
Wow.
that night.
just to get that
I'm
replacement.
telling you. The next day, 2 people came. All right. One person was slightly younger than the age we needed to play the character. And the other person, the last time the person acted, the person was whether 10 years old or so.
Oh.
So I had to take a chance. And she actually delivered eventually. She delivered. She was playing one of the very supporting leads of the movie.
Okay.
Right? So starting was the toughest part. But eventually when we started, I had side talks. A lot of people was telling me, this movie, when you talk to you go day like this, see the way you did, all those kind of
You
thoughts.
know-
Now, that's why even when I was trying to post the behind the scene, I felt like you're holding a phone. Now, guess what? What even made the person that was supposed to play the character for me said this, and I quote, "Maybe on a phone you do you shoot, so you can postpone my scenes. When I'm done with what I'm doing, I will come and shoot."
Wow. Was he actually looking down on?
I don't know what that statement was, but that was the exact statement the person made.
Wow. Okay.
Since na phone, maybe do you shoot, if you actually
So like you can
afford-
pull up anytime and
I can afford to push. Now that I felt insulted, not for me, but for the other people that were putting in the effort to actually come out.
Wow.
Right. I worked with a lot of new hands, and they actually,
Of course, if they enjoy the process,
it
there's
was
nothing else to worry
it was
about.
fantastic. It was
Wow.
fantastic. Right. It was excellent.
So going forward, in terms of is it premiering yet?
We're premiering on the 30th of April. On that particular day, that playhouse is turning 5 years old.
Oh,
That's our anniversary. We have been around for half a decade. Can you imagine?
tell us about that playhouse.
Man, that playhouse is
I know it's a collection of bunch of people who are just passionate about
that
something.
playhouse is a testimony. It's a miracle.
Okay.
Before that playhouse, personally, right, I have never raised money like up to $1 million naira for myself.
Okay.
But since that playhouse, give or take, we've raised almost 20 million naira. I'm talking across projects and all that we've done.
Yeah.
Plays. We even staged the longest theater marathon. You know?
Yeah.
We've basically, when I started that playhouse, the vision was whatever thing people need to go and do in Lagos, we'll do it here.
Okay.
And from when we started, right, we've been able to see the rise of other production companies here in Calabar. Now, the question I keep asking myself is, what if we didn't start?
Oh.
Because now in these other production companies, guess what? The actors they have are actors that we train. And that's a good thing.
Okay.
Because it shows growth, right? At some point, I was pissed that my actors left that playhouse. But at some point, I now realized, look, you want the community.
So
One person, they stand for one community.
if you get talk where they don't say a village gather cook for you, you no go fit chop.
You get So they had to go. And since they've gone, they've created space for other people to come and learn. So what we do, we've trained over 200 actors across these 5 years. We've done about more than 20 productions.
Okay.
We collaboratively on our own. Directors, screenwriters, we've taught a
So
lot of people in this.
are this free mentorship or tutoring?
Yeah, free.
Oh, okay.
The reason why I keep telling them that the reason why we are still doing it free is because it will come to a time. Because beyond now, that playhouse is going to turn to a school. We are going to own our own studio. We're going to own our own theater, right? We're going to own our own school. So for now, it's free. One time, I had a student come to me and I was teaching. She was there in the class and she learned and all of that. Then she traveled. Then I paid for a class, 450,000. Same acting. I think it was 3 days or so. After learning, she came back to me and said they didn't teach her half of the things I taught. I said, exactly. The things I teach, even up to the fact that some of our members are theater students. And I teach what their lecturers don't teach. Because I don't blame the lecturers. I blame the curriculum. The curriculum,
exactly.
There's been no review.
It's dated back,
so they keep teaching them stuff.
What doesn't apply to
acting
today,
techniques, acting techniques keep improving on a yearly basis, directing techniques, script writing techniques, and all.
Everything has evolved and probably the curriculum still stays.
And I'm very sure that at this point with mobile filmmaking, they've not even entered that part yet. you understand? So I keep teaching all of this for free because the idea is if this industry here in Calabar has to improve, a lot of people need information. And as soon as you give giving this information and they keep doing it and they keep doing it, if someone is watching that video there, they want to see another director in Calabar. If someone in Calabar leaves, they want to see another person. I'm not sure. It's going to be certain that this is not the only person doing this thing. And
definitely,
it has removed, what I've noticed that it has removed a lot of pressure from us in that playhouse. Then, if we didn't do a show in town, there's no show. Right now, nobody calls me and say, there's no show in town again because
there's something,
there is the Lighthouse
packets of
the Lighthouse Hub is there doing their thing. There's our day creative doing his thing. There is Instinct Empire doing their thing. Now everybody's doing that, and the pressure from that playhouse has reduced. Now, if we want to do our thing, we don't even need to call a crowd.
That's now, but still part of that democratization.
Exactly.
Put it in the hands of the people. And not just one person, being that monopoly.
And for me, I keep saying, if you need my help, call me. I'm going to show up. I don't need you to pay me. Because that's the idea. I told someone that even if I end up 40 years and this thing doesn't pay me a dime, I'll still do it. They were like, why? I'm like, because it was never about the money.
Word. It was never about the money.
It's about the legacy. And things with legacy, there's this musical I like. It defined legacy as planting seeds in a garden you'll never get to see.
Wow,
that's
deep.
I'm like,
that's deep.
That's it. If we have to pave the way for our children in the future to come and reap it, fine. Because I know how I had to fight with parents and convince parents that what we were doing was not cultism. It was not prostitution.
It's really hard
to go and sign shorty.
Because, trying to win over from parents leaving their, words under your care, and also parents seeing that there's a future in this thing. Look, there is just a whole lot of things you have to fight about.
Yeah.
Because
so I had to fight stigma. When they say directors used to sleep with people. I had the girls that came to us when they were 16. They've been with us till now, 5 years, they're like 21 now. So they've grown in the art. And the parents have seen, this child is not wayward. This child is put together and all,
Yeah.
So till tomorrow, if a parent, I can walk up to any parent and they look at me like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, parents see me in the market and be like, my child's director, that's it. You know, they so many times and they tell me about, how their children are doing, even when they are not acting anymore. They're like, oh, do you know, she's here and there and all that. So imagine if I had spoiled it.
Right.
These other directors now that are reaping the benefit would not, because they were like, waiting to differentiate this one from that one. You know that the first thing they will say is that director earring, they wear earring, they play.
You know,
that,
it's
they sleep with guests.
where talking about still a mobile filmmaking and how were you able to, of course, this thing it just gets overheated and. Looking at this and how were you able to pair your sound, your like running all through that recording hours,
Right. So,
and how were you able to transfer your files to post-production?
Okay. I own 2 phones.
Okay.
I purposely bought my second phone because of space. It has 256 gig space.
Okay.
So what I do is, after filming, this is for transfer. After filming on my 14 Pro, I'll use Zender, send them to this other phone. Then that's where I'll keep them. I did not transfer anything yet.
So they were still.
Yes, all the files are still here in this one.
Oh God.
About 40 something gig.
That's
Right? I've not touched
that's
it.
a lot of risk.
No, I transferred it from here to my hard drive.
Okay, so there's a backup.
So I have backup.
Okay, all right.
So what I did was, after transferring, I would delete from here.
Okay, so that
With the heat, what I did, I discovered that the iPhone 14 Pro doesn't get hot that much. So what I did was, after every filming, I'll just lock the phone and I made sure it was not like on for long. I would just lock it and probably keep it where air can touch it.
Okay.
Right? So it was never in a bag, never in my pocket. It was just always.
And also connecting to the internet, I think,
No, I didn't. There was no internet connection.
Okay,
it was airplane mode all through. Not even a single drop of internet connection.
Wow.
Because we needed battery too.
Okay.
And surprisingly, it has a long battery life.
Oh, that's
because I remember charging it 100%.
At least putting all that caution into. You know.
So with the sound, to make sure the sound, we use this sound that the casing has its own charger. So immediately we're done recording a particular scene, we put everything there. We've plugged the phone, even if we are charging for like 10%. So while we are charging, it's not like we are just charging and waiting. We are charging, we are prepping the next
for
scene.
the next scene, yeah.
Although preparation had already been going on, so probably now we are moving the sets
Just
and
blocking and
so
all
what
that.
we did was, while we were doing that, we just made sure the phone never went off.
Wow.
The phone never went off.
So it's just a matter of just being spontaneous with things
yeah,
and taking caution here and there.
I personally, when I discovered that I would eventually film with my phone, I had to sit down and start thinking of all these possible scenarios. I asked myself, okay, all the events you used to go and film, make content for, how did you do it? Right?
Okay.
How did you cope with the sound? How did you make sure the phone didn't go off and all of that? So I combined all of that knowledge. That's why I keep telling people that as long as you're a content creator, right? As a filmmaker, you are ventured into content creating. There's no excuse why you shouldn't start filming.
Wow. So
Because, for instance, you're going to edit this content, right?
right, yeah. Sure.
You're going to cut it. You're going to cut the angles. You're going to listen to the sound, right? The lighting is good. This is film.
Like
That's exactly what it takes to make
everything now, I think it's just film. Forget the languages or the categorization. It really doesn't matter.
It's film. It's film.
Motion picture. So just any parting words for if you're out there, you have loads of scripts, it's just you've been dragging your foot. I don't know. A lot of people, even myself, even before I started this, I have the gears, but there's something just that needs or will always set you back. You give yourself very perfect excuses why you aren't ready or why just the resources are not ready. And you want to plan, it's very good intentions, very good and genuine intentions. Why do you think anybody just take that step? Why?
Okay, so the main reason why I think most people are afraid to start
is
because they feel people will laugh at them. And the honest truth, even the directors we look up to today, if we see their first project,
right,
it was laughable. But the reason why you have to start is because the errors, you need to make errors that you will learn from. It's easy to point out other people's error, right?
Exactly.
Like, for instance, when I make movie reviews, I do movie reviews a lot of times. And I hear people say stuff like, go and do your own film. Go and do your own film. I did my own film. And I did my own film. I'm not expecting you to not critique it. I'm expecting you to critique it so that, because there are errors I probably will not see, but you would see it. I want you to critique it so that next time I won't repeat those errors again.
Let me tip something there. I've been wanting to do this podcast, for the longest of time. But then again, of course, with the information I have, I need to get the SM7B Shure mic, like audio quality has to be top notch. Yes, I have the cameras, I need to just add 1 or 2 lights. But guess what? I looked into my collection of stuff. I'm like, okay, yes, I have the Rode mics, but I just need a podcast mic. This mic, if I tell you how much and when I got it, this is more like about an 11-year-old, 15-year-old mic I got for 30,000 naira. This pair.
What?
30,000 on AliExpress when it wasn't just like a place people go to now.
What?
I bought it for a project then that, well, I'm not sure anybody saw the project, but I just bought it because I needed it as a prop.
Yeah. Oh.
A prop, a radio station kind of setup prop. So, but now look at where it's
Exactly. Exactly. You're saying it. It's like the tripod I used. The tripod I used for most of the filming of The Odds wasn't even an actual phone tripod. It was for light, but it's sturdy. All I did was get a phone clamp and clamp it, and we're using it. It worked.
If it doesn't break, don't fix.
You get. So now this is me to you. This is me to you. Whatever you think is the problem, whatever you think is stopping you is just in your mind. Right. It doesn't exist.
Exactly.
I'm not a colorist. I'm not a good colorist. I don't know how to do the whole color thing. That's why, number one, The Odds is actually black and white. Now, beyond that, there's actually a philosophical reason, right?
Okay.
Gambling is not illegal, right? So it is white. Ethically, it is wrong. So it is black. But the people who suffer it are in the gray areas, right? So that is another concept. That's why we chose the black and white theme for that.
Wow.
And the third reason why we did that was because of people that are colorblind. Oh. We started asking ourselves, how do these people see the world? When they don't see colors.
I didn't even.
Yeah, so there are layers to why we chose white and black, right? Number one, because I'm not a good colorist. Number two, right?
Psychological.
Yeah, the psychological part, and then the this other part where we talk about people that are living with color blindness.
That's crazy.
And my Oga, Patrick Dominic, was on the project, and I'm really, really, really happy because Patrick Dominic is there. We had Mr. Willie Essien. These are like
great guys.
Yeah, great guys that are on the project. They blew my mind, For them to actually leave whatever they were doing to come on the project, it was excellent. Yeah. So if you have a good script, now it's not even a problem of having a good script. You have AI softwares that can actually help you discover the plot holes in your script. So I won't cut you a slack for having a script with a very
weak board.
There's no cutting or slack here in this case because
just do it. Nike.
Now, funny thing is, if you don't even know how to place camera, feed your script to ChatGPT or any AI software. It's going to give you camera angles that actually suit it. If you describe it properly to them.
At this point, nothing actually matters because everything is a style. I think of, we are too used to being traditionalists. It has to be a medium, a wide, a close-up. No.
Throughout The Odds, 80% of the film was shot one take. I think 50 to 80% was shot one take. Okay. I just carry the camera, you're talking, and move to this person, move to this person, move away, move. That's it. Are you hearing them? Yes. Are you feeling the story? Yes, you're feeling the story. So that's it. So whatever is stopping you right now, whatever you think is stopping you, is just in your mind. Once you start, you see it disappear. The Odds is coming out 30th of April. Do not forget. Make sure you come out for the premiere. The premiere is going to be happening at Huggies Luxury Suite. Huggies Luxury Suite.
Is there a ticket?
Yeah, ticket is 2,000 naira. But by April, it's going to be 3,000 naira. And if you're buying at the door, it's 5,000 naira, right?
Buy now.
Buy now so that we can also buy some new gears, some new quality microphones.
Support this project, guys.
And new one or two things for other movies that
this is the only support you can do to any creative out there. And this is one of them. He's got a project that is launching that April. Please buy tickets, and also you can also buy for your friends, families, and even your enemies. Let them know about The Odds and gambling. The effect, it's something that lives with us. Young people are suffering from this. Yeah. Old people. See, let me just before we go, see, gambling. Let me say this. I've tried to gamble. Right now for some people, they'll say data analyst. they are data analysts.
They are forex, they are traders.
So forex, it exists in different realms. You that's into sports betting, that's just one aspect of gambling. Forex trading, as you see, you look at it as a very corporate, venture. That is gambling on another level. For people who do coupon, that's another level of gambling. So, whatever angle you're looking at it from, it's really not a sustainable venture in terms of earning a livelihood.
Yeah, and we thank God for NGOs like Gamble Aware NG.
Okay.
Right, I'm working with Gamble Aware NG, and they help actually revamp, or should I say, renew the minds of gamblers.
Addicts.
Yeah, there are lots and lots of addicts on the platform, and we've helped them, overcome the addiction.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Now, what Gamble Aware simply says is that we are not saying stop gambling, but we are saying gamble aware. Know the pros, know the cons. Know that this is not actually a source of livelihood. It's supposed to be a form of entertainment.
It's not even sustainable.
Yes, it's not. That's why I said it's a form of entertainment. So don't treat it like a business. Don't put your life there. So what we are saying is gamble aware, or you stop.
But low-key, I have friends that see.
Now, if we want to talk about friends,
Baba don't carry that thing, run himself from school. Still carry that thing, they pay house rent. Still carry gamble, marry wife. It's a Baba na sporty.
No, the honest truth is that there are people like that, but out of 100%, there are only 3% of people.
Right. And what's the odds that you'll be that 3%?
Exactly. For the fact that there is 3%, just think about it. The gambling companies, they know this, but they will never put it out there for you. They make it look like the chances are 97% that you'll win. That's why when their advertising are always big, bold, colorful. You always see people.
See, even myself, I've tried using AI softwares to do predictions and stuff. And just for me to, more like this is incorporating technology to mainstream to see how I can beat the system. But bro, the system is still designed to beat you.
Bodo Glimt won 5 straight matches. They beat Man City, beat Atletico Madrid, beat Inter Milan. They also beat Sporting. Okay. Guess what? They played Sporting again in the second leg. After beating Sporting 3-0 first leg, they could not score a single goal. Sporting beat them 5-0. And you go and play that team to score 1 goal. You go to sweat for Nyash.
Guys, thanks for this, man. Appreciate it.